Hit me with that howdy.
Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today we're solving crime.
And drinking coffee.
So get your stapler ready.
And Psyduck!
Because today we're bringing you
Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Pokemon Detective Pikachu was released on May 10th, 2019, just 5 days ago from this recording. It had a whopping, way more than I expected, $150 million budget, and it's so far made $170.5 million worldwide. It's got a 64% critic rating and an 85% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 71 on Metacritic. And Ethan has the most bacon and eggs negative review for this freaking show.
Are we just gonna slam straight into those?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so Adam Graham of the Detroit News says, and I quote, "Oil and water, toothpaste and orange juice, good decisions and Florida. Some things just don't go together. And you can add Ryan Reynolds' voice and Pikachu to that list." His review was a C+, though.
I'm seeing a C from him.
Was it a C? C+, I couldn't remember. C or C+, whatever. That's whatever.
But Adam, you gotta think, if you're a teacher grading papers, do you want to read a C paper?
We can get into the grading systems in school and how they're absolutely ridiculous on another podcast called Edumacation with Tyler and Ethan.
Charlotte O'Sullivan from the London Evening Standard says Reynolds is in his element when allowed to be goofy, and this stuff is nothing if not surreal, especially in the second act. Oddly enough, 3 out of 5, which is worse than a C.
That was the first time I think anybody's ever referred to Ryan Reynolds as not Ryan Reynolds' full name, and when she said just Reynolds, I was like, who in the heck is Reynolds?
I actually thought the exact same thing. I was like, wait a minute, who's Reynolds?
He's Ryan Reynolds. It's one name. It's one name.
Ryan Reynolds, did you see his Fallon interview about this movie?
I did not.
So he went on Fallon and he was like, yeah, originally I was going to do this like noir kind of cool voice. And they were like, no, just do Ryan Reynolds. And like, I could have told you that conversation happened without seeing that interview.
Oh, absolutely.
that he got into Nintendo's like studio exec room and they were like, okay, how are you going to do the character? And they listened to his pitch and they were like, no, just do the Deadpool thing.
And he was like, they were like, we hired you to be Ryan Reynolds. We want waiting. We want Deadpool. We want sarcastic butthole.
Right. We want Van Wilder, the Pokemon.
Right. Exactly. That is the chief complaint, I think, among people who don't like this movie is Ryan Reynolds, and I don't see it.
I don't either. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, I definitely think,
I thought for sure they were like, okay, Ryan, do whatever you want. Just say as many lines as you want. We'll pay you per line. Just like record things until you don't want to record things anymore.
Yeah, that's where that $150 million went, is Ryan Reynolds was getting paid per word.
Yeah, like for sure.
100%. This man says a lot of words in this short movie.
That being said, let's go on to the Bacon and Eggs, brought to you by Carlin Brothers Coffee, now serving Remember Me hot cocoa. Ethan, cocoa, like the Pixar movie Coco. Even when I say goodbye, remember me. Now, what's on the new Cocoa canister? Kevin from Up is on the new Cocoa canister, because why would it be any other Pixar character, Ethan? Who else would somebody may have forgotten?
I was just going to see how long you were just going to tirade on that.
Remember me. Anyway, it's probably super good. I actually haven't gotten it yet, but I would imagine, given everything else that they make, it is extremely good, and it is still available for sale through the Bacon and Eggs promo codes. You can go to carlinbrotherscoffee.com, use promo code BACON at checkout, or promo code EGGS, and get 10% off your Remember Me hot cocoa order or anything else they have on the website.
Just so you know, those of you listening, it is called, I believe, Double Dark Chocolate Hot Cocoa / Mocha Mix. It's not called Remember Me Cocoa Mix.
You know what?
Hola, mi nombre es Ernesto de la Cruz.
It wasn't Ernesto de la Cruz. It was Hector. You forgot. It was Hector. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's way less fun to say.
I know. Ernesto de la Cruz is so frustrating because Hector's such a forgettable name, and Ernesto de la Cruz is so memorable.
It's
And the whole
almost like-
movie
it's almost
is
like
about
that's the point.
And the whole movie is about taking Ernesto de la Cruz off the Spanish word. I don't know the word. Alebrije. No, that's the what are they called? The Dia de los Muertos thing. What? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
I haven't
talking
seen
about.
Coco in forever.
The Altars to the Dead. You haven't seen Coco? It's on Netflix. What do you mean you
I haven't seen Coco in forever. I don't remember what the altars are called.
Do you not have a 4K television and Netflix 4K?
I do. I don't actually. I have Netflix regular.
Oh, upgrade that today.
Fun fact. I watched that god awful Ted Bundy movie that Netflix made.
Was it good?
No, it was terrible. It's extremely loud and incredibly wicked, or whatever it's called. It's terrible.
Is that the Zac Efron one?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. It's because it was made by John Berlinger, who is a documentarian. Like, he makes documentaries. He makes exclusively documentaries, and this is like a movie with like a plot.
Go on.
And there was just absolutely no storytelling element. It was just like, we got Zac Efron, who looks like Ted Bundy. It was just terrible. I don't know. The only thing...
Didn't they dye his hair blonde?
No.
Why is his hair blonde right now?
I don't know.
I saw a picture of Zac Efron with blonde hair next to a picture of Guy Fieri with blonde hair, like the frosted tips. And Guy Fieri was like, "You're giving up on your dreams, son." And Zac Efron was like, "No, Dad, I'm giving up on yours."
But no, that actually wasn't shot in 4K. Fun fact, it's like the second thing on Netflix that Netflix has made to not be shot in 4K.
Well, Netflix made a lot of movies before 4K.
No, they didn't.
Really?
They have not been like making movies that long. 4K has been the industry standard for like filmmaking for a long time.
What about like Stranger Things?
Stranger Things uses red weapon cameras, which are 4K. That's actually
coolest name for a camera I have ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, red cameras. It's like they've got like the red dragon, the red weapon, the red quantum.
What the freak?
But yeah, and that's actually why those cameras got so popular recently, is because Netflix is using them for so many things, because they are native 4K, and the standard like digital cinema camera right now is not 4K.
But those things are.
So a lot of movies that you watch are not actually 4K.
So let's talk Det Pick. That doesn't sound right.
Detective Chicapoo.
Detective Chicapoo. Ryan Reynolds, I thought, delivered a masterful performance. Binary Review brought to you by
You did not
Carlin
deliver
Brothers
a
Coffee.
masterful delivery of that word masterful there.
No.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. CarlinBrothersCoffee.com/discount/bacon or discount/eggs if you've already used bacon. Get you 10% off your whole order, including the brand new hot cocoa.
Remember that.
Oh my God. Tyler, I'm going to need you to buck up a little bit, buddy. You're giving me, it's not that you're giving me less than 100%, but you're giving me like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bacon and Eggs, breaking news. I'm Tyler Carlin.
You know what's funny? Is so I answer the phone and I'm like, "It's a beautiful day at the business I work at. Can I have your office phone number?" And then I get here and I'm like, "It's a beautiful day at Bacon and Eggs. This is Tyler."
I used to have to answer the phone with a ridiculous thing like that.
I've switched it around a few times. I do like "It's a beautiful day" because every so often they'll be like, "Why is it a beautiful day?" And I'll be like, "Because I'm in God's country, the most beautiful place on earth." No, what do I call it? God's Valley. I'm in God's Valley, the most beautiful place on earth, Roanoke, Virginia. How can I help you? And then I get a scoff from a coworker who's like, not a native, right? And is like, "What do you mean the most beautiful place on earth? Have you traveled before?" And I'm always like, "Yes, I have."
To the Zion National Park?
Right. And I'm always like, "Yes, I have traveled." And you know what? Bath was pretty. London was okay at best.
But you haven't been to the Zion National Park.
I have not been to Zion National Park. And honestly, my background picture on my work computer is Baby Groot on 2 different monitors. You can't do stretch, so it's just the same picture of Baby Groot. But I would put a Zion National Park picture on that monitor. But I didn't.
I will only put a Zion
4K.
National Park picture on my monitor when I take one with my own hands.
What's your background right now?
Avengers Infinity War.
Nice.
Did
you shoot that with your own hand?
No, it's Thor flopping into Wakanda.
Infinity War. Okay. Yeah.
Well, there's no good ones up for Endgame yet that aren't like, this is a movie poster type thing of everybody grabbing things.
Right. There's not
like screen grabs. Yeah. There's.
You know the shot. The one that everybody's
I absolutely know. There's several shots of which I will take backgrounds of.
To my wallpaper folder. Mine is currently a drawn photo of Finn and Kylo Ren facing off. Binary review. Detective Pikachu. Ethan, you go first.
I'm gonna take the same stance of, and this is like definitely a cop-out answer, but it's like, if it's something you're into, it's a 1, and if it's not, it's a 0.
Here's my thing.
Like, this isn't a movie that you have to, if you're not a Pokemon fan, like, you really don't have to see this one. It's alright.
I don't know that it's a if you're already into thing. I think it's a if you're under 18, it's a 1 because I want you to be into Pokemon, and I think this will achieve that for you in the way that, like, I wasn't into Transformers, but then I was.
Yeah, I feel that. I see
You know
where
what
you're
I'm saying?
coming from there.
So it's like, if you were under 18, or not even like an avid film person, but you're looking to get into a new franchise, this is a good entrance into that. And if you are a long-term fan of Pokemon, this is a better film for you.
Right, but if you're a like a 30-year-old person that just doesn't care about Pokemon, you probably miss this one. You just go see Endgame again.
Yeah, beat Avatar.
Yeah, go watch Booksmart on Friday.
Dude, I'm going to Booksmart on Friday. Are you going to Booksmart on Friday?
Maybe. I don't know.
So good.
I could probably be convinced.
We stand empowering women, empowering women.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks hilarious.
I haven't even seen a trailer, but I've seen the preview before Regal movies where they're like, "Hi, I'm Olivia Wilde, director of Booksmart, and this is a Coca-Cola film produced by American film students."
Oh my god.
And then it's that awful American film
lucky film goer, are about to watch somebody spill popcorn for the next 35 seconds.
Right. I do think that those things are cool, that they give the kids all the materials and the budget and everything to make these little short films. But I
would describe
don't
myself,
like any of the short films.
I would describe myself as an amateur but enthusiastic. A very, very, very amateur but enthusiastic filmmaker. And I can tell you, my hand to God, I can make better promos for these movie theaters to play before their movies with $500 and 4 hours.
If I give you $500 and 4 hours and time with the board of directors of a movie theater local to this city, can you make a better promo?
Probably.
I will do that.
I mean, probably. Like, are you speaking about the Grandin Theater?
Yeah.
Because I could definitely make the Grandin Theater is what makes this city great promo.
The Grandin Theater is what makes this city
That's what I'm
great.
saying.
Why
It's
is it the most beautiful place on earth? Because this is God's Valley, home to the Grandin Theater.
But you go into an AMC, and they're like, hardy dirty dirty, go join the Stubbs Club, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude.
And it hurts. I'm sitting there canceling my A-list. I'm like, this commercial is so
AMC,
bad that I
if you
don't
are
want to give
listening
you
to
any
this
more money.
right now, we will totally back your product for free A-list.
I love A-list.
I also love A-list. I hate that I keep going to Regal movies, but they get the special events.
Like what?
Booksmart doesn't come out till next Thursday, so I'm seeing it early release on Friday.
What?
At Regal.
It comes out this week.
No.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Why?
Because Olivia Wilde actually hates you specifically.
Nothing comes out this week, though.
Literally nothing?
Well, okay, this week is nothing that I can remember off the top of my head, except I think A Dog's Journey, the second time that Fortnite movie's been made this year.
I think there's 2 movies.
I mean, I know, do you want the answer to what happened? Do you want to spend the next 5 minutes talking about the Dog's Purpose cinematic universe? Because I can do that. If that's something you'd like, I can do that.
Here's the thing. I was listening to a podcast today where I was frustrated that the hosts didn't get to the topic fast enough. And listen, I get that that's why you listen to this show, but I do want to get into some Detective Pikachu discussion.
That's fine. Either way, that's the only Fortnite thing under God's green sun that comes out this week. And you know what comes out next week is Aladdin from Disney. Walt Disney Corporation.
Have you heard about how bad Game of Thrones got?
I'm just saying, if you got the opportunity, are you gonna go up against, Fortnite? Are you gonna pitch against Babe Ruth, or are you gonna pitch against me? Which one do you want to hit again? Which one do you want?
Okay, but here's the thing about...
Because I can tell you, Babe Ruth's gonna step up there and pop a dinger, and A Dog's Journey is gonna make $47 and make people cry.
A Dog's Journey, the preview made me cry.
Again, the second time that movie's been made this year.
I saw Dennis Quaid and a dog in the same shot, and I bawled. I was like, "What? No way!"
What happened?
Let me tell you about something.
Let me give you the 30-second rundown on what the Fortnite happened with the Dog's Purpose cinematic universe. They made A Dog's Purpose 2 years ago. All right. Some other studio was like, "Well, we also have the rights to the book A Dog's Purpose, but we don't have the name. So we're gonna make another movie. We're gonna call it A Dog's A Dog's Way Home, and we're going to release it in January, the same year that the Fortnite sequel to A Dog's Purpose is coming out. It's going to really confuse literally everybody.
Wait, so Dennis Quaid is not in The Dog's Way Home?
Dennis Quaid is not in A Dog's Way Home. It is a remake of 2017's A Dog's Purpose starring Dennis Quaid.
But he's not in A Dog's Way Home.
He's not in A Dog's Way Home. He is in A Dog's Journey, which is the actual sequel to A Dog's Purpose that came out in 2017.
Harrison Ford?
What?
Is Harrison Ford in it?
I do not know who plays the
Dennis Quaid.
The Dennis Quaid part in A Dog's Way Home.
Because I genuinely get those two mixed up every day. I wake up and I look at a picture of Han Solo and I say, is that Dennis Quaid?
Nobody. Literally nobody.
A Dog's Way Home.
Bryce Dallas Howard and Ashley Judd are the only names I know out of this movie.
What is this cast?
Bryce Dallas Howard plays the dog.
Who's Bryce Dallas Howard?
She's Ron Howard's daughter, the girl from, Bryce Dallas Howard. Ron Howard's daughter, if you'd let me finish a Fortnite sentence around here.
Wow.
Bryce Dallas Howard is the girl from the Jurassic World cinematic universe.
And the dog's a girl. It's not Josh Gad.
Correct. The dog is a girl. Bella. They changed the gender and the name of the dog. Again, because they sort of had the rights.
It was Bailey.
And now it's Bella.
Bella.
I don't know. I've never seen any of these movies, nor do I have any intention of seeing any of these movies. From what I understand, the dog, dies a lot in the first one. And just keeps coming back to Dennis Quaid.
Multiple times.
The same dog dies over and over and over again, as far as I can gather. But let's talk about Detective Pikachu.
Okay, so Detective Pikachu, fun fact, is the best reviewed video game movie ever made.
That 71 on Metacritic absolutely shocked me.
That is extremely high.
Extremely high. That is 7, I can do the math. That is 7 points higher than the Rotten Tomatoes audience score. I mean, critic score.
The Rotten Tomatoes audience score is almost exactly what I would expect, because I do think you have to be the kind of person who is a Pokemon fan.
Right, like nobody has seen this in the first 5 days that didn't care about it.
Right, nobody was going to the theater like, what's out? I'll see Detective Pikachu.
I'll tell you, that's the kind of chaotic good that I can't get behind, that I've just never been. The kind of guy that walks up to the movie theater like, what's showing in the next 5 minutes?
We call that man a spontaneous man on a budget, right? Like there was it's always like, we're just going to go to the airport and take the next flight and we'll end up in Dubuque and we'll have the best day ever, right?
Right.
But this guy only has $12. So he goes up to the theater and he's like, what's the next movie showing? And they're like, it's complicated. So Detective Pikachu, what time is it? 6:43? Okay, so the showing started at 6:30, but it's technically still in previews, but there is a 6:50 Avengers Endgame. So like the next movie that will start is Detective Pikachu, because there's 2 more minutes of trailers, but the next showing is in 7 minutes. What do you want to see, Detective Pikachu or Avengers Endgame? And then the guy's like, I've got $12. What's the price difference? And they're like, have you ever been to a movie theater?
Right. You walk up and you're like, dealer's choice. And then that person starts sweating.
Right. They're like, what do you mean? This doesn't help me at all.
Yeah, so words are hard for me tonight. Apparently, I can't make them happen. Did you like this movie? Did you enjoy it? What did it do for you? I'll tell you what. There's a lot of stuff that was in the trailer for this movie that also ended up in the movie, but none of it was less funny the second time I saw it, not in the trailer and in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yes. I will tell you. Oh, I never gave my binary review. I think
you did.
I did. Did I say it's a 1? I think you should see it. I very much enjoyed it. And I will say what almost enhanced the experience more than anything was watching Mewtwo Strikes Back last week.
Right. It definitely prepared me exactly the way I wanted it to.
Because that first scene that mirrored Mewtwo Strikes Back perfectly.
For a minute, I thought we were just going to get a live action. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, they just did that. They didn't even care what we had to say about it.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it is worth the price of admission just for that scene where Ryan Reynolds is like, no. The coffee's the choice. I could stop anytime I want. Yeah, but let me get a double shot of espresso. And Ludicolo's just like, Ludicolo!
Ludicolo was so good. I think what I love about Pokemon, one of the things that frustrates me about the games is that when I play the games, I insist on picking the best Pokemon. And we've talked about this in the show.
I was gonna say, please don't start down this road again.
But just to briefly recap, because I know like the numerical stats of almost every Pokemon in the game, or because they are so easily accessible, I will not train a Pokemon that's not good because it's not good, and therefore it takes longer to beat the game, and all I want to do is beat the game as fast as possible. Which is like the worst mentality for video games. But because of that, I don't end up getting to just exist with the characters and like the Pokemon. And what I love about the movie is that now I'm like, Ludicolo! Ludicolo!
I'll tell you, I just watched Griffin McElroy beat Fortnite with a Ludicolo.
Ludicolo's a freaking ripper.
Yeah, he got one and was just like, oh my god, this is a great day.
You have to trade for Ludicolo. How is he doing that?
You do not have to trade for Ludicolo.
No, it's a leaf stem.
Yes.
Yes,
it's
from
a
Lotad.
Yeah, no, from...
Not from Lotad's evolved.
Yeah, from Lumbre.
Lumbre.
Yep. Literally today I watched him beat the Elite Four, mostly with a Lotad. I mean, with a Ludicolo.
Ludicolo.
I'll tell you, yeah, if you wanna bust yourself into the Pokemon liking thing, you should just do one of those Nuzlocke things.
Me?
Yeah.
Will you edit it?
You who is sitting here saying like, oh, I only pick the strongest Pokemon. Like, you should force yourself to live and die with some Pokemon that you would never pick.
Here's the problem with when you do a Nuzlocke that nobody's watching. One of your Pokemon dies, and you make this deal with yourself where you're like, well, I'm just gonna revive them. I'm just gonna.
No, I mean you're gonna have to record it,
yeah,
or stream it or something.
Right, because in your mind you're like, okay, that didn't.
Because in the same Nuzlocke today, I watched Griffin McElroy lose a Pidgeot, and I cried.
No.
That Pidgeot went down, and I literally cried.
Oh, poor Ethan.
So I'll tell you, if you want to live, I was watching somebody else play Pokemon, living and dying with these Pokemon.
Well, I will attempt to. I tried to find a ROM that I liked yesterday, and I couldn't, and ended up streaming Borderlands, which was wonderful.
They streamed Battlefront.
I was going to stream Battlefront, and that didn't work. And then I was going to stream Knights of the Old Republic, and that didn't work. So I think the Star Wars Steam agreement has some disagreement with Tyler. I don't know. They did not want me to stream any sort of Star Wars, so I played Borderlands.
But Borderlands.
Borderlands 2.
Yeah, so I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I really did. I don't honestly there's some flaws. I'll be straight. There's some flaws. They're not non-existent.
I've forgotten this movie entirely. Let me tell you, we saw this movie last Thursday. We saw it last Thursday, and I have been born, lived a full life, went to college, got a great career, had children, watched them grow up, have kids. I mean, it was amazing. I've done all of that since Thursday.
Yeah, I was hoping, because you said you had a major flaw with it, and I was hoping that me saying, I'm not going to lie, it's got some flaws, would springboard you into that conversation.
My major flaw with it is that I don't remember it at all.
That might just be it. That might be the flaw.
I know that Bill Nighy was in it, and I remember seeing before. Did you know
that he was in it?
Yeah.
No, I knew nothing about this movie.
Okay, I remember seeing on IMDb or something that he was in it, and I was like, "Oh my god, how did we get so lucky?"
Do you fear death, Ash Ketchum?
The men in our family can travel in time, but yeah. Freaking!
I think you like that movie more than anybody else alive.
I love the movie About Time more than anyone else alive.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
I've gone back in time to ensure that, which, by the way, is a great time travel film. Probably the best romantic time travel movie.
Those words shouldn't exist together.
Right? But there's Time Traveler's Wife, too.
If the only comparison between About Time... The only comparison you could draw is between About Time and Time Traveler's Wife. Yeah, I'll agree that About Time is probably the best romantic time traveler movie.
I think Time Traveler's Wife, don't get me wrong, that's a quality time travel love story.
It is not.
Oh, I'm a fan.
You could argue The Lake House.
I do not know The Lake House. Oh, yes, I do. That's the one where Keanu Reeves and, she's beautiful. What's her name? They communicate via mailbox. It's the opposite of You Got Mail.
Sandra Bullock.
It
was either Julia Roberts or Sandra Bullock, and I mixed them up every time, and I didn't want to say the wrong one.
I thought it was going to be Dennis Quaid, so.
It's not Dennis Quaid. That would be it'd be a really progressive movie for 2006.
Right? Keanu Reeves and Dennis Quaid
are in love across time.
Across time. That's a movie I would pay. If I went to the theater and they were like, that'd be $12. I'd be like, keep the change.
Yeah, I want to pay. Can you put this toward the international box office?
Right. This matters. Dennis Quaid and Keanu Reeves in Love at Last.
Hey, listen, Sony, Fox, Disney, Lionsgate, whoever's listening.
A24.
We gotta. A24 can't afford Dennis Quaid or Keanu Reeves. Are you kidding me?
Bo Burnham.
It would be like a handsome old guy and a less handsome or a less old, also handsome guy.
Right.
That you've never heard of.
Right. Who is an unbelievably good actor.
Yeah. Directed by Dave Franco.
Right. Starring, actually, James Franco plays the Keanu Reeves part.
Starring James Franco, directed by Dave Franco. It's James Franco and
Tommy
Seth
Wiseau
Rogen.
is Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau and James Franco in Love Across Time.
I think that movie exists. It's called The Disaster Artist.
The Room Where It Happened.
The room where you said the room where it happened while we watched this movie, and you were like, it was like a Ethan loves Hamilton and this is how I'm going to tell you.
I knew it would get a laugh from you. I don't even remember why I said it. I remember nothing about this movie.
This was my major complaint with this film was one, I thought Dennis Quaid's character was absurd.
Yeah, it was really weird that he just walked in and played Dennis Quaid. He's like, I'm Dennis Quaid. This is a commercial for mesothelioma. Whatever he's advertising these days. Geico Insurance.
He, the son of Bill Nye was just an absolute jerk bomb for no reason whatsoever to his dad. As like a subvert you, like, oh, he's really the bad guy.
But like you knew that Bill Nye was gonna be the bad guy.
He's like,
you
right,
just knew.
There was no world where Davy Jones was in a Pokemon movie as a hero.
Sidebar, they're listening because I have a full-page banner ad on IMDb for Booksmart.
And?
I'm just telling you that they're listening.
Okay.
They are them. They are
the colloquial they.
They are Men in Black.
Oh, dude. Tessa Thompson and Brie Larson in Love Across Time.
Tessa Thompson and Brie Larson in Love Across Time.
That's the room where it happened. Get it? Brie Larson
was in Room, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah,
I got it, yeah. Brie Larson was in Room. She won an Oscar.
Yeah.
I tried to say Oscar and Best Actress at the same time, but I like stopped in the middle, but like almost said Osctress.
Okay, what do you think of Furry Pikachu?
I love the design for all the Pokemons, especially Pikachu. I love the design for all of them so much. They were all adorable. Even Charizard, I was like, oh, baby.
Poor baby. I thought that Pancham, excellent inclusion. Jigglypuff singing the dude to sleep in the bar was hilarious.
Was great.
I thought it was interesting they went with Torterra and Greninja. There is a whole like giant $50 million sequence in this movie where Torterra stands up and then sits back down.
That's where the budget went.
For absolutely no reason whatsoever. Like, I know what the actual reason
So what
was,
gen is
right?
Torterra?
Torterra is Gen 4, and Greninja's Gen 5.
Okay, I was going to say if they're both Gen 5, because, like, people love Greninja. Greninja's, like, the hot ticket right now.
Greninja is Gen 6.
He's X and Y. He's a starter in X and Y, which was the last, like, Pokemon game that got people interested. Like, Sun and Moon flopped.
Do you think Sun and Moon flopped? I'd be curious to see.
Sun and Moon flopped, dude.
Let me tell you about X and Y. X and Y only had one cool starter.
Okay, Sun and Moon had none. What are the starters from Sun and Moon? Yeah, exactly.
Don't you dare.
But what were the starters from X and Y?
Litleo. Hold on, Litleo.
Litleo is not a starter.
Litten is his name. Rowlet, the first owl starter, and Poplio were the Sun and Moon starters. I would say that's actually
I could have given you $147 and you could not have told me one of those.
I would say that those are the best starters we've had in a while. I was not a big fan of the Poplio line, but I do like Incineroar, and I do like whatever Rowlet evolves into. The giant deadly owl
they're cool,
thing.
but like I couldn't have even told you that Incineroar was the evolution evolution of Litten. They flopped.
Anyway, we had Froakie, Fennekin, and Chespin. And Chespin evolved into Chestnut, which was a flop for me. And Fennekin evolved into Delphox, which was basically like a fox that was also Hermione Granger.
Fox wizard. Yeah.
Yeah, which I was not a fan of. But Greninja, honestly, big fan of Greninja, not a huge fan of the tongue thing.
Okay, so Pokemon Sun and Pokemon X both got 87% on Metacritic. So Fortnite. Me, I guess.
Metacritic does video games?
Metacritic does everything. But yes, they do video games. They both got 87. Pokemon Ruby.
Pokemon Ruby's the best game.
Pokemon Ruby has an 82.
Really?
Yep.
Looks like their standards have changed. I feel like the games are too easy. I was talking about this with somebody today about, do you remember being like 7 coming out of...
Vaguely.
Okay. I'm going to take you to a pitch meeting in 1995 for the first Pokemon game, but it's in English.
Okay.
You're going to be the executive.
Okay.
Ethan.
What's up?
Or Mr. Executive, I've got a Pokemon game for you.
Okay. Hit me.
Okay, so it's called Pokemon Red. Basically, it's Pocket Monsters. We get through all that. And I'm going to put this big maze like halfway through the game.
Oh, you're going to put a maze in there?
Yeah, I'm going to put a maze in
Oh,
there.
mazes are tight.
Yeah, okay. So, but here's the thing. The maze, when you go into the maze, the screen is just black.
Why would the screen be black?
Well...
Did you forget to animate the screen?
It's dark. Yeah, it's dark.
You forgot to
We're
animate
gonna say
it,
it's
didn't
dark.
you?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Is there... Yeah, whoopsie. But anyway, so like you go through freaking Mount Moon or whatever. No, the Dark Cave, right? And it's completely black. You can use Flash, but like it's an HM and your Pokemon can't unlearn it. And you can't use Flash in competitive play because it decreases the other Pokemon's accuracy, which isn't allowed. So Flash is out of the question. Plus, if you use Flash to get through Dark Cave, you're a little
Fortnite.
and you don't know how to play Pokemon and you haven't done this 100 times. Okay, so like it's not really an option. It's not really an option to use Flash. So you go through Dark Cave and you run into a Zubat like every 4 freaking steps.
Yeah.
And when you finish the Dark Cave, you have like 1 Pokemon left with 3 HP, and it's a freaking Machoke that you only have in your lineup for strength. And you were like, oh, I wonder how I get Machamp. But you don't freaking know because it's 1996 and you don't know that trade cables even exist.
Now, you gotta bear in mind, though, that, like, Pokemon Red was, like, the first game you could ever save.
I know, right? Wasn't that
Like-
freaking cool?
There was a different level of difficulty we were dealing with back then.
Yeah.
All video games have gotten easier since then. All of them. Across the board. It's not just Pokemon. It's all of them.
Yeah, have you ever...
We've just noticed in Pokemon because they come out less frequently.
Yeah. Have you ever played, like, Breath of the Wild? The world's easiest Zelda game?
Yeah.
Go back to, like, Oracle of the Ages.
Oh my god, those games were impossible.
They are
I
still
played
impossible.
those in college, as a 22-year-old man, and I was still, like, looking up these puzzles, like, how could I have ever gotten this? Ever.
How could I ever figure this out without freaking, like, detailed
The games
reports
were
of, like,
literally
okay,
built. The games were literally built to sell Prima strategy guides.
right. And it's like, but basically what the guides are like, it's like, okay, set a metronome to 78 beats per minute, and you're going to click these buttons in this order. Otherwise, you fail and die forever.
Right. Oh, and we're not going to tell you, but it has to be spring while you're doing it.
Right. Right, and you need to literally control the seasons.
On the last screen, you had to be in winter, but this screen you have to be in spring, and we're not going to tell you.
Right, it's just part of the game.
But no.
Is there a limit to the amount of health bars you can get? Absolutely not.
Anyway,
keep racking them up.
Kids love Greninja. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. That was this whole point of this conversation. Kids love Greninja. Greninja, not a surprising play. Like, he's a strong contender in Super Smash Bros. Incineroar's there, which I guess is apparently the evolution of a Gen 7 starter, which I did not know until this moment.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh,
Because
yeah,
I
big
used
time.
Rowlet, because Owl's Fortnite. Anyway, yeah, Greninja,
I
not
don't know what
surprising.
I saw.
Torterra, surprising. That was a good pull. There was a lot of Pokemon in this movie that I was like, this is a big use for you, Pokemon.
Apom,
namely
Apom.
Apom and Psyduck.
I thought Psyduck made sense. No, Misty had a Psyduck. Made
but that's
sense.
the thing is, like, Psyduck had his moment. Psyduck had
and
his
Pikachu
time.
didn't?
Yeah, Pikachu's Pikachu.
Yeah.
Pikachu's like a star.
Right, but Ryan Reynolds couldn't be a freaking Raichu?
No, why would he be a Raichu?
Because he was evolved, because he was a grown man.
Yeah, but we didn't know that going in.
Oh yeah, this is a spoiler episode.
Yeah, when it's like, oh my god, Pikachu was the dad the whole time, that's why he could talk.
Oh my god, was that a twist?
It's twisted, it's very twisty.
Many twist. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky only got 54. Let me tell you right now, if it was not a flagship Pokemon game, I didn't play it.
It was not a flagship Pokemon game. It sucked.
But like Super Mystery Dungeon got a 69, and well, hold on.
Right, but
Wait a
like
minute.
I think that Pokemon of the ones rated, which do not include Red, Blue, or Gold, Silver, the ones rated on Metacritic, I think the lowest was Ruby at 82.
Pokemon Snap is a 77.
I wouldn't call Pokemon Snap flagship.
I love this review. Listen to Dom S. on August 7th, 2003, user review on Metacritic. 3 of 3 users have found this helpful. Hopefully we can add to that number. Dom S. says, Pokemon Snap is, quote, as addictive as crack, although I don't know what crack is like. ... Don't judge me.
This is as addictive as crack. I haven't done crack, though.
I promise I haven't done crack. I swear I've never done crack.
What's great is that if you look on IMDb on this movie under the credits, not the credits, the quotes. It's a bunch of quotes from Pikachu and not very many from Tim because he doesn't say anything interesting the whole time. But it does say Psyduck : Psyduck ! As like an important quote. 2 out of 2 found this interesting. I'm going to also agree with that. Sign in with IMDb. Sign in with Google.
Sign in with Facebook. That's the button.
Nope. Sign in with Google, baconandeggsmedia@gmail.com. Signing us up for IMDb.
You ever think
I'm
about how
vote
support
interesting
center...
on this. This is the quote that made me create a mother Fortnite IMDb account.
Do you know, here's the thing. I have the IMDb app and I use it every day. I would say
daily,
every day.
yeah.
What would I give for a genuine Rotten Tomatoes application?
Nothing. Applications are free.
I know. Yeah.
Like,
if they would just make it, I would be very appreciative. Until such a time.
I wouldn't give anything. Not a darn cent of my money. Applications in the year of our Lord 2019 are free.
What if they were like includes in-app purchases?
They all say that.
I know.
I'm sure you can buy an ad-free version of IMDb.
Oh, I'm sure I did. If that's an option, I usually take it.
You cannot buy an ad-free version of IMDb, the webpage, which drives me nuts.
You could get ad blocker, but I don't believe in ad blocker. I think that these advertising, not even execs, like these advertising interns that sign up their advertisements on Google's super simple ad program, they need the money. And what's it really hurting me to see an advertisement on imdb.com?
No, there's a new season of Sneaky Pete out, man. How else would I learn that?
All I know about this is Game of Thrones and Blade Runner: The Final Cut. That's all I'm seeing.
Sneaky Pete. If I click on the Fortnite ad for Sneaky Pete, though, it does not take me to the IMDb page of Sneaky Pete. And all I'm trying to do is figure out if this is Giovanni Ribisi or if it's the guy that plays Moriarty on Sherlock.
It's Giovanni.
It's Giovanni Ribisi.
Let me ask you about something very important. Joe Moses,
who looks it's Tessa Netting's fiance, who looks exactly like Giovanni Ribisi.
Can I ask you a question, Ethan?
Yeah.
Who on earth asked for a third Maleficent film?
I did not know it was the third one.
Second Maleficent film.
Who on earth has asked for anything that's happened from the Walt Disney Corporation in the last 3 years? We actively asked for not another Star Wars movie when we
Battle Royale
incessantly about The Last Jedi. We as a species said, nay, Walt Disney, no more. But more they gave.
What on earth?
Nobody, literally
Jolie
nobody,
do?
0 people were sitting there crossing their fingers like, man, I really hope Tim Burton Fortnite's up, Dumbo.
Okay, so this is the second Maleficent movie. I could have sworn there was a third. This was the third.
That would have been news to me, but I also have not seen the first Maleficent movie, and the chances of me seeing the second Maleficent movie are diminishing increasingly by the moment.
I'll tell you, they're greater than the chances of me having seen the original. Because now I just go to movies. Or like I'm expected to be in the know. So if you've got 120 minutes worth of free AMC time for me, I'll probably see it. But what I've learned is I'm in the baby pool of film Twitter. Okay, Will Ashton sees more movies than I can fathom.
I don't think, I'm going to tell you real brutally, Tyler, I don't think that going and having a hot take on Maleficent is what's going to get you the invitation to film Twitter.
I don't think it is either.
I think the film Twitter thing to do would be not seeing Maleficent.
I think it would be to see Maleficent and give it a negative review.
Yeah, to really just roast it.
Although, I know it's not even out yet.
I'll tell you God's truth.
It's weird. No, here's the weird thing about film Twitter, Ethan, is it's not even out, and I know how we feel about it.
Well, because here's the reason, man. Ain't nobody asking Angelina Jolie to do anything anymore.
Right? Everybody saw Beowulf and was like,
That
Yo.
ship, like, she is a philanthropist, you know, does great things, adopts hundreds and hundreds of African babies. Hundreds of them, just oodles. Does great things for the world, but, like, I don't know the last time I voluntarily thought about Angelina Jolie.
You remember Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah, it was a travesty.
What?
It was bad. It was a bad movie.
Oh, man, I think you might be wrong about
I don't
that.
think so, unless I'm severely misremembering what Mr. and Mrs. Smith was about.
It's about Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie trying to kill each other
like
for 90 minutes.
husband and wife spies.
Like assassins. Yeah, do you remember Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider, the Cradle of Life?
Yeah,
from
she's been
2003?
replaced.
I know, but not the person I thought would replace her.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 59% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to have some awesome score. Alicia Vikander, I'm here for it. You go, girlfriend. But I really thought that was a Gal Gadot role.
That was Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That was what year? Do we know? Does this tell me? What year was this? Rotten Tomatoes, why would you not? 2005. So this was non-Oceans, non-Fight Club, buzz cut Brad Pitt, which was a bad time for all parties.
It was a little bit weird.
Mid-2000s, buzz cut Brad Pitt didn't make a good non-Oceans movie. What has Angelina Jolie been up to? We are so far off topic.
Did you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to apologize, but like this movie, it turns out is so unmemorable.
The Ditto thing adds to my whole list of every movie has a
Oh, the
freaking
Ditto
duality
thing.
plot.
That was how they got it. Okay. Literally
No, the
couldn't
thing
remember that.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing, Ethan. I saw a Key and Peele sketch the other day. I want to bring this to your attention.
Maleficent came out in 2014.
As Robert Downey Jr.'s career has risen, whose career has at the same time, almost at the same rate, fallen?
I don't know.
Val Kilmer. Very good.
Okay. Why?
Because you got to think about it. What is the best movie ever made?
I have no idea.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Val Kilmer, Robert Downey Jr.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was Mark Graziano's favorite movie ever.
Was it really? You know what's crazy?
Yeah, I do know what's crazy. I do know what's crazy. Maleficent came out in 2014. I would have said that movie was 2007.
I also would have. I would have thought Maleficent came out like when I was in high school.
Okay,
because Beowulf had been out for a while.
Hold on. The feature films that Angelina Jolie, this is why we forgot about Angelina Jolie. The feature films that she has been in are Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, in post-production, releasing later this year. Kung Fu Panda 3, By the Sea in 2015, and Maleficent in 2014. Kung Fu Panda 2 in 2011. The Tourist
don't forget
in
about
2010.
Secrets of the Masters.
That's a short.
Yes.
I said feature film, okay? Salt, which was awful, and Wanted.
Salt was
which
2010. Tell me that Salt came out before Maleficent. Tell me that it was 4 years between Maleficent and
This
Salt.
woman, so since Beowulf came out, this woman has not been in a movie worth seeing as a person with a body. And I couldn't have paid you cash money. Like, you could not have paid me $100,000 to tell you she was the voice in Kung Fu Panda.
You didn't like? Did you see By the Sea?
No, I've never even heard of it.
So it was this weird art film that came out. You probably saw a trailer for it and were like, whoa. But it was this weird Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie art film that came out that got terrible reviews.
Okay, so yeah, she got 44 Metacritic. Cool. She has not been in any movie worth seeing since.
You got to be careful with the Kung Fu Panda stands.
Okay, she is not in it as a person with a body. Okay, again, Kung Fu Panda, very good movie. Haven't seen the sequels. Kung Fu Panda was good, but I could not have told you that she was the voice. That could have been anybody, and it's not a memorable part for me.
I don't know that she ever has. We're getting to films I've never heard of.
The Good Shepherd was okay.
Lara Croft.
Or bad.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, that was probably the last one. That was 2000.
2000.
Love that movie, by the way. Nicolas Cage. Still love Nicolas Cage. Love movies about car theft. Great movie. But yeah, in the last 19 years, Angelina Jolie probably hasn't done a whole lot. Has she ever done anything? Why is she famous? Why is this girl famous?
Brad Pitt. Beowulf, she was mostly naked.
No. But she was already Angelina... Can't say this name. She was already Angelina Jolie before Beowulf.
She got Beowulf because of, I would imagine, Gone in 60 Seconds. She was also Lara Croft.
Do people like those movies?
I think that there is a contingency out there that was like, there was guys who were like early 20.
I would have told you that Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the first one, came out in 1989.
Yeah, right? I would have thought, no way.
Like around the same time as Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Anyway, back to Detective Pikachu. So let's get some listener questions. I compiled them this week, which is a weird thing that happened.
Yeah, were you having fun with that?
I was planning my answers ahead of time.
Do you ever see them and like start typing and be like, oh?
Every time, yeah. Every time.
That's content.
Okay, so is this Mr. Steak, a guy named Tom, check out his YouTube channel at Tanner and Tom, in our Discord server, said, is this the best CGI Pokemon rendering? To which I say, compared to what?
There have been a few fan-made trailers out there that I've thought were okay. But yeah, this was awesome.
Yeah, you can't fault this movie on design. This is a very cool looking movie. It was so very clearly shot like in like the major city is supposed to be and is London, Rhyme City.
Oh, is that what it is?
It is so very clearly, if you're paying attention at all in any way, it is London. But it's still like it manages all the scenes, the individual scenes, the set pieces, make me feel like it is stylistically its own movie.
I felt like
the comically small car did it for me. It puts you, and then the fast trains and everything crazy, it puts you in the mind of like, okay, this is a different place. Yes, you're showing us the big egg-shaped building in downtown London, but that's okay.
Right. No, I definitely remember that. But I also felt a lot of Zootopia reference here because like when he walks into the city, it is like the exact same shot.
Oh yeah, the same scene
as when Judy Hopps walks into Zootopia.
Yeah.
Like I was ready for Shakira to be like, "Welcome to Rhyme City."
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
I am Gazelle or whatever.
I'm Gazelle. Right. And I was like, "Oh my god, it's going to happen again."
Yeah, it's the same city too. It's
and there was
a predator and prey living together. Everybody's good. And this one, it's humans and Pokemon living and working together. Rhyme City, no trainers, no battles, no Pokeballs. None of the stuff that makes Pokemon interesting.
Right.
Let's knock that one out of the park immediately.
Right. Let's take this awesome idea and make it not
Although
awesome.
we do go to like Poke Fight Club.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought, there were a few parts of this movie that I felt like that listener question prompted me. Justice Smith I thought was great. Ryan Reynolds thought was great. Bill Nye thought was great. Every other actor in this movie is in the best Disney Channel original film.
Yeah, that girl
they've ever been in.
That girl, the Lucy.
Like super campy, super cheesy. I mean, that was like straight out of Kim Possible. That girl was like High School Musical, but it's actually on the big screen.
Yeah, Catherine Newton.
Yeah, poor girl. She's not going anywhere.
I mean, maybe. I think the casting call was like, we need a girl who the only word you can describe her is she's cute.
I felt like they were like, we want the girl from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but we blew our whole budget on Ryan Reynolds and Justice Smith, and now we literally can't even afford that. What is her name? Chloe
Grace Moretz?
No, not Chloe Grace Moretz. They definitely couldn't afford her. She dated Logan Paul for a little while. What's her name?
If you think that's going to prompt me, you are sorely mistaken about what I know about the world. I also have Chloe Grace Moretz's name written on my screen here, which didn't help. It's an ad for Suspira.
What is her name?
I have no idea. I already forgot what you said she was in.
She was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ah, that's also why I don't know what you're talking about.
Chloe Bennett.
Never heard of her.
Oh, if you looked up a picture of her, you'd be like, oh yeah, they got discount her.
Yeah, they were like, she's cute.
Got a Psyduck.
Yeah, she's got a Psyduck.
Oh, she's supposed to be Misty. She had like orange hair, pink hair or whatever.
She had pink hair, yeah.
Yeah, she's supposed to be the Misty character. But yeah, it was very,
yeah, Justice Smith
campy.
did a good job as a completely unmemorable, just the most vanilla character you could possibly get.
What did you think about that opening sequence where he was like, time for you to catch a Cubone?
And the Cubone whips his ass. Fortnite.
Yeah.
That was great. But it's like you're forcing the fish out of water thing. It's like, I don't want a Pokemon. Why? I don't know. Because my dad likes Pokemon more than me.
Oh yeah, that was forced.
Yeah, his whole fish out of water story is like, how can we make an outcast in the world of Pokemon? Oh, he doesn't have a Pokemon. What? Why?
Because
Didn't get that far with it.
Pokemon.
Didn't get that far.
He knows Pikachu's moves and then names 4 moves and then Pikachu does a different move.
He knows what Volt Tackle is.
You don't know what Volt Tackle is?
Not until you told me.
Oh, man.
One time, do you think I've ever Fortnite used a Pikachu past Gen 1?
Maybe.
No, I haven't. Pikachu's a cop-out.
Pikachu is a cop-out. I get so self-conscious about my lineup. One of my favorite Pokemon is like Lediba and Ledian. I don't know why. I've always liked it. I get so self-conscious using that Pokemon because I'm like, somebody's going to be looking over my shoulder and
See, you got to get this Pokemon prejudice out of your vocabulary. You have to do a Nuzlocke.
This guy uses a freaking
You have to do
Ledian.
a Nuzlocke. One time, one time, in actual, like, non-emulator gameplay, like, with an actual... Where are you going?
I'm turning my light on. Which... I thought, for whatever reason, I could reach without getting up, but I could
Anyway,
not.
in actual gameplay with a cartridge, like normal speed, I beat the entire game with nothing but an unevolved Mudkip.
Yeah, the game is easy.
Right, I'm just saying, like, you gotta get this mentality of, like, I gotta be the best that no one ever was.
But to catch them is not my test. I will only catch the good ones.
I completed the Dex in X.
The whole
No, not the
whole
national
thing?
Dex, just like the Dex.
That's pretty
That was the first time I ever bothered with that. It was like I didn't want to restart my cartridge, but I still wanted to play the game. I have it right here, actually. It's still got all the Pokemons. Right here. Look at that. I'm holding it up to your camera. There's the Pokemon X in your camera.
Look at that.
It's still got all the Pokemon on it.
That's pretty cool. I've wanted to do the Dex, but every time I sit down and be like, I'm going to do the whole thing, I'm like, man, there's a lot
It's
now.
a pain in the balls.
And how am I even going to...
It's a pain in the balls. I didn't do the national Dex because at that point there were like 700 Pokemon.
Right, and I get into my mind and I'm like, how do you even get Arceus? I think you have to hack the game. I'm not dealing with all that. I'm just...
No. I mean, I don't know if I completed it. I got all the ones that were like gettable.
Oh, that's the other part of the original Pokemon Red and
And it's
Green
like I had
Kitchen
to.
Meeting.
Well, that was the reason it was easier to do it with that one is because that one has Wonder Trade.
Yeah, so you can just sit there and be like, I'm just going to sit here
Well,
until
I gotta get like a Goodra, which like you have to like trade for it while it's raining at night.
Yeah.
So I sat there like at night in my dorm room in college when I should be studying, like Wonder Trading away a Goodra.
Wonder Trade was everything in college. Also, adult me if I could. Do you remember this Twitter trend that was going around? Dear me, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That thing your dad's talking about, a work ethic. It's not a joke. Figure it out.
Yeah. Stop playing Pokemon. You're 20.
It is.
Yes, keep playing Pokemon, but you're 21 Fortnite years old. Do something with your life.
Like just work at something. It is okay to enjoy working.
Yeah. Now I have a podcast.
Anyway, I thought the movie was super campy. I think Pokemon the video games are super fun.
It was fun campy, though. Like, I was never bored. I was never upset.
No, I was never bored. I was never upset. I also felt like if you were a child...
Oh, this was
I think
great.
I talked about this briefly. What?
If you were a child, this was awesome.
This was the best. Sure.
Right, this is way better than anything we had as a kid.
This was everything you ever didn't know you wanted.
Right.
There were like Torterras. There was everything.
Most of all,
there was a Pikachu.
There were Pokemon convincingly brought to life in front of you.
Yeah, I will say the CGI didn't break much for me. I never didn't know I was watching a movie.
No.
I was never like completely sold on what I was watching.
That's a Charizard.
Right. Like I was like, oh, that's a animation of a Charizard.
But I was like,
this is
probably pretty accurate to how it would look.
Yeah. I thought it was a little gritty for the Charizard, but a lot of the stuff I thought wasn't gritty enough.
There was a bunch of Bulbasaurs that were adorable.
The Bulbasaurs, they were definitely lit wrong. That's what I thought. They showed up and I was like, those things are in sunlight, but it's cloudy.
That is a problem sometimes. That is a problem sometimes with the CGI.
Yeah. And I will also say there was a little bit of like Attack of the Clones where I was like, there are aliens everywhere, all over every scene.
You guys you should not be cool with this.
Like you can tone back it's a Pokemon City thing just a teensy bit.
But yeah, so that's the thing is like the main character is a little weak when you attack it from like a story point because like Tim has no viable reason to not understand that like his life would be a lot easier if he had a Pokemon partner.
Right. And Ken Watanabe is like, if you are at all like your father, and he's like, nope, I'm not. So just here to get his stuff.
Ken Watanabe is he's the secret sauce of movies.
I think you like Ken Watanabe better than I do.
Nah, man, you drop Ken Watanabe in your movie and it's just better. I may have just watched this is a result of the fact that I just watched Inception last week and he plays Mr. Saito and it's just this like awesome character that is like, you know, he's the head of like Evil Corp, but he's like, I want to be the boots on the ground with you. I'm gonna go into the dream with you. And you're like, why? He's Ra's al Ghul for a little bit.
Oh, he's Ra's al Ghul for like a minute.
But he's just like, he's the secret sauce, man. You just you sprinkle him in there a little bit. You're like, you're the 9th character in this movie. It's great. I love Ken Watanabe.
I do too. A+ actor.
I mean, this literally is Zootopia. It's no different than Idris Elba being the cop, like the police chief.
Right.
It's like Judy Hopps.
Judy Hopps.
It's no different than Idris Elba being Heimdall. It's no different than Idris Elba doing anything.
Idris Elba in this freaking Hobbs and Shaw movie. The world isn't ready.
As the supervillain?
Yeah.
Oh, man. man.
Oh, the world is so not ready for this. Hobbs and Shaw is the most ridiculous thing. I'm telling you now, Hobbs and Shaw will make a run for the highest grossing film of 2019.
Yeah.
It's not.
Fast 7 and
Everybody
8 both.
under 25, everybody under 30 saw Endgame. Everybody 25 and up will see Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, absolutely. Fate of the Furious and Fast and Furious both, like, were for a while the number one selling movie of the year.
Yeah.
Because Fast and Furious, the seventh one, the one where Paul Walker died, came out in 2015, where the record was broken by, like, Age of Ultron, then Jurassic World, then Star Wars.
Yeah. Go Star Wars. What did you think of freaking Mr. Mime?
Mr. Mime being, like, a major character and being his own worst enemy.
Yes.
Getting in his own way.
I like how they lit him on fire.
Yeah, that was great. He's totally committed to his own bit.
I thought the whole thing was hilarious.
It's him getting in the box, figuring it out.
Right.
How to beat Mr. Mime. Because Mr. Mime is like a season 1 Pokemon OG.
Yeah.
Like Ash had that, or Ash's mom, Mrs. Ketchum, Deborah, whatever her name is, Ketchum, had that Mr. Mime that she was 100% Fortnite. Delia. That's it. That is the second straight episode that I've insinuated that Ash's mom was getting dicked by her Mr. Mime.
I mean, you can laugh at that statement all you want. Let me send you this photograph.
I don't think I want it.
No. The crazy thing is, like, it's straight from the anime. Hold on, let's see if it goes.
Can we talk about the anime for 2 seconds? Can we talk about the fact that when they dubbed it, 4Kids Entertainment, the people that dubbed it into English, were like, man, these people can't just be eating rice. We gotta tell the kids it's jelly donuts.
Right. It looks nothing like jelly donuts.
As a kid, I was like, this is, what? It's not working. There it is.
This is like the character photo for Delia Ketchum.
Yeah, this is a picture of for those of you not looking at our Skype call right now, which is no one. This is a picture of Delia Ketchum just like looking at her computer, typing away, and Mr. Mime's walking in the room like, you want some Fortnite?
Oh, man.
Like, there's no Mr. Ketchum in the story.
I think it is implied that while this is my conspiracy theory, and I would like to do conspiracy theories on the original Pokemon games because there was some interesting stuff to be foretold from that poor translation. I think it is implied that Professor Oak is the one loving on Delia Ketchum.
Is the one who Emperor Palpatine spawned Ash from the Pokemon ether?
Right. There was no father. There was the professor.
What's Oak's first name?
Professor.
Professor.
There's a whole movie, a time travel movie about him.
Oh, God.
Perfectly good time travel. Samuel Oak.
Samuel Oak and Delia Ketchum. Lovers across time.
Who? Oh, May Oak is his
Pokeball where it happened. The made-for-TV movie coming to you in 2024.
Professor Oak, played by Dennis Quaid.
Played by Dennis Quaid. Live action. Everything else is anime.
Yeah, it's not like CG. It's like
it's anime.
Anime,
but with Dennis Quaid in a Who Framed Roger Rabbit spinoff.
Who Tamed My Ekans?
Oh, God.
I have an ad on my screen right now. This is very important, Ethan. I have an ad on my screen for RuneScape Old School.
Old School RuneScape.
Fight bosses. Play now.
Jesus Christ. What is this episode?
The ad is gone.
It has been an hour and 11 minutes. I don't know if that's a long time or a short time.
That is a lot longer than I would have thought. Let me tell you about Detective Pikachu. I thought Justice Smith
hurts from laughing so much.
I thought Justice Smith was really good. Ryan Reynolds speaks extremely highly of him, and every time I say that about like an actor talking about a fellow actor's performance, I have to remind myself that like this is how they get paid, right? Ryan Reynolds isn't gonna go on Jimmy Fallon and be like, "Yeah, I did the movie with Justice Smith. He was awful." Not funny.
Justice Smith and Ryan Reynolds are on screen together for like 5 minutes.
Well, I think there was some CG involved in the Pikachu.
I mean, do you think Ryan Reynolds is there in a mocap suit, like Andy Serkising his part?
No. Maybe his face, though.
Maybe. He's like off screen.
Yeah. I loved the animations. I thought the whole thing where Bill Nye was like, I can recreate things because I can't walk. I was
But I'm
like, that's
only going to
like-
show you part of it. I was like, this is never going to go bad.
Right. This guy's the bad guy.
It was so obvious that he's the bad guy.
I really wanted them to just say Team Rocket, but the terrorist organizations of the Pokemon world stick to their regions. And they even said that Mewtwo left Kanto 20 years ago. So Giovanni can't possibly be in Rhyme
When
City.
they showed Bill Nye at first, when he's just the silhouette, I was like, it's Giovanni. Here we
That's
go.
Giovanni.
Here we go.
I thought Bill Nye was playing
I
Giovanni.
expect- yeah.
I knew it was going to be him.
I expected like Alfred Molina as Giovanni.
No, dude, no.
Okay.
Dave Bautista is
Dave
Giovanni.
Bautista's Giovanni.
I mean, just think about it. Give him like a really crazy vampire haircut. What's that called? Widow's peak haircut, and put him in a business suit. You got a Vince McMahon type. He's even a wrestler. That dude's Giovanni.
Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon is the real life Giovanni.
Yeah.
Like worst human
I mean,
alive.
yeah, if it was like, if I'm trying to say words. If it came out tomorrow that Vince McMahon was like capturing Pokemon for evil, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I believe
I'm
that.
not surprised.
I'm honestly like, I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm surprised Trump hasn't hired Vince McMahon as like Secretary of Defense, but I'm not gonna say that.
I'll delete that. I don't know what. I literally do not know what Suspira is, but I have this full page ad for it behind my IMDb page, and it keeps catching my eye.
I won't lie to you, Ethan. Now I have ads for RuneScape Modern. This is a good looking game.
You can't start playing RuneScape. It's not gonna happen.
No, absolutely not. I wouldn't even stream it. I would just do it for me.
God, don't do
The
it.
problem is I would be sitting there, I would be on Google like, what are the best attributes to have? How do I be the best at this game as fast as possible? And Google would be like, it's very simple. Send $500 to this address and we will level up your RuneScape character for you. And I do
What's
it.
wild is there's 7 writers for this movie. There's 3 story writers and 4 screenplay writers.
Are they American?
It looks like for the most part, yeah.
So this was an American production.
No, sorry. 2 of them are so there's 5 people. 2 of them are the same people. Either way, it took 4 people to make this screenplay.
I mean, $150 million. You can just keep throwing money at things. $150 million is an absurd budget for what this is.
This movie? Yeah, that's the
Yes.
budget of most of the like early MCU movies.
I feel like they got through $100 million and we're like, well, I guess we could put more Pokemon in
Yeah,
it.
I think CG's expensive is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think that it takes some cash to get those people to like render all that.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I thought the scene where Pikachu was in a car seat was hilarious. I thought the fact that they had to keep like calming down side up
So he wouldn't
because, like,
explode?
right, he sat me next to a bomb.
Oh, we were doing listener questions. That's how we were getting through this garbage heap of an episode.
Okay, give me a
We
listener question.
answered one listener question and then derailed entirely. So let's try to get some more of these in. Okay. Woozle in our Discord says, what Pokemon do you think would best match other real-world jobs, like doctor, lawyer, plumber, or YouTuber? I mean, they clearly showed us that the only bartenders can be Ludicolo.
Ludicolo. They could also be baristas.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have no idea how I feel about this. I thought detective was a strange pull. Not like
Right, like-
electrician Pikachu.
Or luchador.
We did not get Pikachu in the luchador mask.
I know. I was really sad. I was really hoping that there would be like a scene, like one scene where he was like, should I try this on? Or this? Or this?
I know, they had
And we
the
get just,
perfect
like, 15
opportunity for him to
different Pikachus.
change hats to go into his like cage match. But yeah, no, they had the perfect opportunity to drop him in the luchador mask when they were like, oh, we're gonna put you in a cage match.
I know. I was like, ooh, cage match Pikachu.
As far as what other jobs, man, like, I don't know, effective plumber would be probably anybody that can use hydro pump.
Everybody for like 10 miles would be like, I didn't know I had a bidet.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What?
I think the fact that they have any sort of clean energy problem at all in the world of Pokemon is absolutely insane. You're not enslaving the Pikachu, but you are harnessing their energy.
Right, like they just come to work and make electricity. Like, you pay them.
You can pay the Pikachus.
Yeah, you can pay the Pikachu. They live and work together in Rhyme City.
Also, it seems weird to me that we would just harness the Pikachus for energy, but we live in, like, Earth, where we just harness the cows for energy.
We harness the cows for food.
Yeah, which is human energy.
Right, but we're not just, like, feeding cows into a grinder to make power.
They were also definitely just eating Buffalant.
Probably, and probably Tauros, and probably Pidgey Wings.
Not enough Farfetch'd.
There's no
Farfetch'd
Farfetch'd.
would have been a great flex in this film. I feel like Farfetch'd, Porygon, the like would have been awesome to see. Ethan, I don't know if you know this, my hands are like the size of dinner plates.
Okay, cool story.
When J.K. Rowling was like, and Hagrid had the hands of trash can lids, she was thinking of my hands.
Okay, so next listener question from Julia. If you could have any Pokemon as your sidekick for your job, which would you choose?
For my job,
Your
no
job
Pokemon.
as a cold caller.
Right. No, well, I don't make calls out, but no Pokemon could possibly help with my job. I would want like whatever the cutest dog type Pokemon.
Yeah,
there
I mean,
is.
as podcasters, none of them would be useful.
Right. Like we would
Except
maybe,
like Mewtwo.
or Meowth.
Yeah, anybody
Jesse
that could
James'
talk.
Meowth.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something if Meowth was here?
Connor on Discord asks, since when has Mewtwo had this much power? Since 20 years
forever.
ago, yeah.
Yeah, 20 years ago when he was created, and he almost made a storm that killed all humanity.
Alan Wolfie, I is Wolfie, Wolf, asked, which Pokemon do you think best fits your personality?
This is a good question. Is there a quiz for this?
Is there a quiz for this? Which Pokemon are you? BuzzFeed.
What Pokemon fits your personality? This is the one I've got. Here's your first question. What is your favorite thing to do for fun?
All right, I'm taking BuzzFeed's, which is first question is choose an occupation you'd pursue in the Pokemon universe. You got gym leader, Pokemon breeder, professor, trainer, nurse. Actually, I'd join Team Rocket.
They are very
I want to be a
convincing at the
gym
job
leader,
fair.
man. Gym
Hold
leader
on,
seems like the gig.
Gym leader is a freaking entrepreneur position. I want you to consider the Team Rocket thing, Ethan. I know you don't think it's that great. They have a company gym, okay?
They're evil.
Let me get through the benefits, Ethan. Job security. You could be terrible at your job. They don't even care. They just need people.
Hold on. I want to work for Silphco and talk to ghosts.
I do want to
I
work
want
for
to be a
Silphco.
Ghostbuster.
But hold on. What kind of 401k matching does Gym Leader have? You're your own entrepreneur. You don't have 401k matching. Did you know Team Rocket has 5% matching on your
but
401k?
Everybody that wants to be a Pokemon trader has to come through me first. That's
Maybe.
job security.
I'm pretty sure in the Pokemon games it's implied that like the only people that ever beat Brock are Gary and Red.
I think that it realistically in the Pokemon universe, you take on whatever gym in the town you live in first.
Yeah.
There's
'Cause
not
your
an
Pokemon
order.
Don't like level up.
I'm gonna
They
click
just-
gym leader.
Okay, Ethan the Gym Leader. I mean,
Well, this
how
isn't
much
your
paid
quiz,
time off-
okay? You take this
how
Fortnite
much
quiz then.
How much paid time off do you get as a gym leader? That's what I want to know.
You take this Fortnite quiz then. Giovanni got plenty of paid time off.
Yeah, because
So did Brock.
Giovanni was in Team Rocket. Brock had no paid time off. He had to reassign a gym leader and go on a quest with Ash. Give me this quiz. Send me a link.
Okay, hang on. Just type in BuzzFeed Pokemon quiz, you Fortnite. I'm not sending you a link.
Which Pokemon are you, BuzzFeed? Okay.
What do you value the most in others? Loyalty, humor, intelligence, honor, passion, or empathy?
This is a different quiz.
Is it?
Yes. So let me answer my first one. Where do you live? Pallet Town, Viridian City, Pewter City,
It might just be in
Cerulean
different
City,
orders.
Vermilion, Lavender, Cinnabar.
Is yours blue and yellow?
Fuchsia. The questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like the Pokemon text.
Mine are in like text.
Oh no, these are Pokemon.
No, mine are in like sans serif.
I think I would live in Pewter City.
Isn't that where
I'd
Brock
live in
lives?
Lavender. Yeah.
On
Brock's-
the road to Viridian City.
I lived
Loyalty.
in Cerulean City. Choose a gym badge.
Pick a type of Pokemon to join your team. Fire, grass, water, psychic, rock, or ghost. Fire.
In other words, a fire owl. Boulder badge, Cascade, Thunder, Rainbow.
Pick one of the
Soul.
three original Pokemon to join your Pokemon team. So Squirtle, Charmander, or Bulbasaur. Fortnite. Squirtle.
Were you a Squirtle stan?
Choose a special attack. Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Confusion, Energy Ball, Fiery Dance, or Sludge Bomb. Ice Beam, because of Fortnite. Up dragons. Always wanted that. Choose an evolution. Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon, Espeon, Leafeon, or Umbreon. Glaceon, not an option.
Yikes.
Or Sylveon. But that's not surprising. But Glaceon, not an option.
I'm going through mine, but I'm not reading you the questions. I'm just taking the test.
I'm going to go with Flareon. What kind of location would you want to set up shop in? The city, the country, the jungle, the desert, an island, a beach. I'm going to be a beach gym leader with my fire Pokemon. Quick, what system are you playing Pokemon on? Nintendo 64, Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo Switch, Game Boy, on my PC, on my cell phone. Game Boy.
If you play on your cell phone, I don't know if I trust you as a human being.
All right, I got a Pokemon here.
I do too.
What do you think I got?
Charizard.
No.
What did you get?
Mewtwo.
You are Mewtwo.
Am I?
Yeah.
What does that even
You are
mean?
such a freaking Mewtwo. Like, if you woke up tomorrow in a lab, you would be like, okay, humans are evil. I'm killing all of them.
All right, you got a Pokemon. I think, is it original 150?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you are Kingler.
Kingler? What kind of crabby human being do you
Kingler's
think
probably
I
not
am?
even on the list.
I got Blastoise. Listen, I do like this. I like this description. Cannons? Freaking cannons? You're about as bad at
Fortnite.
a Pokemon as they come. Remember when you were just a baby Squirtle? Of course you don't, because you have cannons on your back now. You upgraded your life to the max.
I would have preferred they just left it at cannons. Freaking cannons! Mine just says
I have always thought
you're
that,
all
like,
powerful, mystical, and extremely rare. I've always thought that Blastoise, had cannons, and that's not fair.
right? What other Pokemon has freaking cannons? Octillery.
All right, what Pokemon was underutilized in this movie? Ludicolo.
Ludicolo.
Yeah, end of story. All right, Facebook has some questions for us as well. Some ones that I like, I think.
All right, let's blow this, people. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. All
right. Sydney King says, which Pokemon was your favorite? Ludicolo. Again.
Ludicolo.
Duh.
I like Pikachu too. I like Chikapoo. I feel like that's like the Harry Potter question. Which one? Who's your favorite character in Harry Potter? Harry freaking Potter.
Harry Potter. Duh.
Like, duh.
Mr. Kuhn asked, did this movie meet your expectations? I would say it probably exceeded my expectations.
It exceeded because I expected this to be like the most miserable 90 minutes at the theater ever.
Basically. Mr. Kuhn also asked, which Pokemon cards did you get? I got Detective Pikachu with a coffee cup, and I also got a Psyduck.
You got Psyduck? What did I get?
You got Magikarp. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Fish with mustaches.
Yeah, mustache. Yeah. Magikarp was underutilized.
Yeah, probably. It
Oh,
did.
no, wait,
it
but
did
it turns
become a
into a
Gyarados
freak-
because he kicked it, which was a nice reference to the show.
Kids, where's the article? Kids use them for target practice.
They mutilate them and leave them on the shoreline to die.
Let me read the exact. What is the headline? We didn't even read the name of the article last week either.
We didn't?
Carp, queen of rivers, or pig with fins?
Oh, we read that.
I don't remember reading that. Kids mutilate them and leave them to rot on the riverbank. Bow hunters use them for target practice. Okay, that's all I got. I'm not going through this
Ash
shit.
kicks it and becomes a Gyarados. Nathan Hardy, who is new in the Facebook group, I know because he has a wave sign next to him telling me to welcome him. You can join the Facebook group for just $0.00. It's free over at facebook.com/groups/19809231821777837. So go there right now. He says, if you could be any Pokemon, who would you pick?
Mewtwo.
Yeah, the one,
Arceus.
the sentient one? Yeah, probably. Corinne Nierzwicki, sorry if I butchered your name, asks, did you just hear Deadpool's voice the whole time Pikachu talked, or did the movie create a distinct character for Ryan Reynolds to capture?
Hold on. I want to talk about this before you answer, because I know you're going to answer. When I see Deadpool, I don't hear Deadpool's voice the whole time. I hear Ryan Reynolds.
I hear Ryan Reynolds, specifically from the movie Waiting.
Or Van Wilder. Or The Proposal. Or, what's the one with the Miata? He goes back and he was fat in high school.
Just Friends.
Just Friends. Ryan Reynolds was all of those things to me before he was Deadpool.
Yeah, if anything, I'm going to look at Deadpool now and see Pikachu, because I liked this way better than Deadpool.
Yeah. So no, it's not like that's just Deadpool.
Kendall Mills asks, what did you think of the character design for Pikachu? Do you think it was done well or not? I think it's a adorable.
I think it's absolutely
It's super
adorable.
cute.
I'm
I love
totally
the fact
here
that it's
for it.
fuzzy.
The Pikachu toys you got when you were a kid were fuzzy.
Yeah, because they were stuffed
Obviously.
animals. So were the Squirtle. The Squirtle was fuzzy.
Yeah.
A non-fuzzy stuffed animal would be a weird flex. Eric Huffnagel says, Big Torterra? Question mark?
Yeah, that is the whole thing where I was like, this is a lot of sequence for no payoff at all.
None skis. All it did was drop them on top of a bunch of Bulbasaur. No, it created a need for Pikachu to be healed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Pikachu almost died. I did actually think for a second, I was like, oh my god, Pikachu's going to die.
Kill Pikachu. Got it.
And I thought that because I was like, well, I know what happens in Avengers, and this is right afterwards. I guess that's on the table for movies now.
Yeah, Pikachu died in Avengers.
Yeah.
That was a weird part of the movie.
All of a sudden, Thanos was like, you kids.
Yeah, Pikachu died. Dennis Quaid died. Oh, God. All right, that's listener questions with Tyler and Ethan. Listener questions. That's the jingle for listener questions. Playing Intermission by Blur or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the listener question jingle.
Baby Driver, what a bop.
I know, right? If Ryan Reynolds could be a Pikachu in any movie, what movie would Ryan Reynolds be Pikachu in?
Baby Driver.
Right? Wouldn't that make Baby Driver like John Hamm being like, hey, leave baby alone, and then Pikachu being like, yeah, leave and then Jamie Foxx being like, yo, what the
Fortnite
Pikachu doing?
Why is that mouse talking?
You know why they call me Bats? Because I'm bat shirt crazy. There's a living, breathing Pikachu in this room.
So what did you do you have a toothpaste and orange juice this week? Because I don't know that I do. I'm just wondering if you do.
You just asking for content. That's all you want.
Yeah. Well, we brought up toothpaste and orange juice at the beginning, so now I feel like we're honor bound to do the segment. But I don't know that I'm mad enough about anything.
I know.
Oh, no, I Fortnite. I am indeed. I have a toothpaste and orange juice for you.
Is it related to Baconators?
It is indeed related to Baconators.
Tell me about the Baconator.
No, you gotta come up with one now.
Oh, God. No, the only thing I can think of is like insensitive towards Greek people.
What happened to Tyler at the Greek restaurant last night?
I just, like, it's fine. If you want to have a Greek restaurant, if you're from Greece, I'm with it. I don't believe for a second that you just listen to this music all day, every day.
The like Greek calypso music.
Right, it's like, I'm not even going to try to imitate it because I'm sure it'll be very rude. But
you just can't. It just is.
It just like, it never ends. There's no pauses. There's like semitones and... Oh,
it's played on like a I don't even know what instrument.
Oh God,
like just a harpsichord all day long. All right, let me tell you about the Baconator. Okay, on my way to see Detective Pikachu, I went to Wendy's. I doused myself in the fire. I had been sick all week, and I was like, man, I just need a good old fashioned American char grilled hamburger,
never frozen,
fresh, never frozen beef.
Square beef.
Square beef. Hip to be square beef. It'll put everything right in the world. I go up to the drive-thru, man. I go up to the drive-thru and I'm like, hi, can I get a number 2? Because the menu item has changed since the last time we did this bit. It is now a number 2. Which means now when I ask for number 2 without mayonnaise, they ask me, do you want a Baconator or a son of Baconator? Sorry, hold on. Do you want the Baconator or the son of Baconator?
Baconator, please.
And I'm like, I just want the Baconator with no mayonnaise. And they're like, okay, cool.
You need to explain it to them. You need to like get very desperate and be like, listen.
I'm going, man.
All I want.
I'm like, dude, listen, I've been sick for a week, okay? This is the first time I've seen the sun in 4 fortnight days, okay? All I want in my life, I don't even want the french fries. I'm getting the combo because I don't know how to order a burger and a drink without fries in America, okay? I just want the sandwich, and I'm just like, can I get a Baconator with absolutely no mayonnaise, right? And they're like, okay, cool, you want a Baconator, no mayonnaise? I'm like, yep, no mayonnaise. And they're like, cool, that'll be whatever price it is. And I'm like,
Like
cool.
$55.
No mayonnaise, right? And they're like, no mayonnaise. I pull around to the window, and she's like, Baconator combo, no mayonnaise. And I'm like, yeah, no mayonnaise. Like, I don't want any mayonnaise in this sandwich, man, okay? And then I pay her, and I pull up to the next window, and this man hands me a bag, okay? And I can tell you already this is gonna go bad because this mother Fortnite has mayonnaise on his hand.
So you had hand mayonnaise.
This
You
man,
didn't just have
this man is handing me a bag with a hand covered in mayonnaise. It's like he's wearing a latex glove entirely made of mayonnaise. There's mayonnaise on the Fortnite bag when I get it.
That's disgusting. You need to call Wendy's today.
Normally, I would go back inside and get a different sandwich, but I'm running late because I'm
were
sick
early.
and I'm going to a
were
movie,
early.
okay? I didn't know how late. I didn't know how early I was going to be. I was like 15 minutes early.
I know. You,
And I
I
was
actually
meeting,
called
like-
you. I
I
called
was
you. I
meeting
said, "Where
people.
are you?"
Yeah, Tyler calls me as I'm pulling off the interstate. Tyler calls me. He's like, yo, where you at? And I'm like, pulling off right now, man. Chill the Fortnite out. Literally, my podcast stops, which is a good, like, 5-second window before the phone starts ringing over my car. And I'm like, this is Tyler calling me. He is not within a window where he should be calling me, asking me where I am.
I'm because
sitting
you
here
can't
like-
go into
I'm
the
sitting here
building
like-
without tickets.
Yeah, I've got Tyler's ticket, and I'm sitting here like mouth full of Baconator, about to like come unglued on Tyler, and I'm like, "This, no, we're good. I'm just pulling up right here." Anyway, I open my sandwich, and I'm like, "Please God, let there to be some kind of there was no miracle. There was no miracle. I was not
at all.
spared.
It's better with mayonnaise. It's too dry without it.
It's not because they Fortnite
need
it
to-
completely up with ketchup. They're just like." And ketchup is delicious. It's tangy, it's tart, it's a good taste. Mayonnaise is just like, it's like sour cream with no balls. Mayonnaise doesn't taste like anything. It's just moistener. It's just sandwich lubricant.
You did you know that this week at work, all I've had for lunch is turkey, cheese, and mayonnaise?
You're a disgusting human being.
On bread. Would you put ketchup on
No,
cold
I would
cuts?
put Fortnite in mustard.
You put mustard on cold cuts?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That's not that weird.
Yeah, no, that's not weird. Mustard. Here's the thing about mustard. It's got nothing in it. It's like, it's good for you. It's just mustard seed and water, okay?
Wait, you would put like not like Dijon?
Yeah, like French's yellow Fortnite mustard
Yuck.
is delicious. It's tangy. It's beautiful. It's good for you. Mayonnaise, bad for you. It's nothing but egg whites and fat and trans fat and saturated fat and monounsaturated fat and glucose and yellow, pink, red, white dye, whatever gives it that awful color. And it's just sandwich lubricant. It tastes like nothing.
I love mayonnaise. I also love egg whites.
I would rather have a Fortnite Baconator with a egg white patty on it. I swear to God.
You just need to go through the line, Ethan. This actually did happen to me to Wendy's this week. I went through. I'm a 4 for 4 guy because it's the best bang for your buck. Okay, I went through the Wendy's drive-thru. I want a plain junior bacon cheese. I don't want lettuce and tomato. I think lettuce and tomato are B-list burger toppings.
I
and I don't
agree.
know why we insist. Who are we pretending in front of?
If you don't
While
want lettuce,
we're on
by
the
the way,
topic- hold on.
by the by,
No.
hold on,
The-
roll back.
Okay.
Roll back. Just get a double stack.
While we're talking about it, how dare mozzarella sticks?
Tell me about mozzarella sticks, because they don't
You
have those
freaking-
Fortnite in Wendy's.
What? Freaking C-list freaking appetizer? I go out with a group of people, and you mean to tell me with a square to my face, we're gonna order mozzarella? We're gonna order 6 mozzarella sticks with like a little cut of ramekin of marinara sauce to feed everybody before the meal? I don't think so. Get a real freaking appetizer. Now we have wings. That's an entree. That's a whole different conversation for a whole nother day. Wings are an entree. Period. I'm not sharing wings with a group of people. I'm just not, Ethan. It's ridiculous to keep putting them on the appetizer menu.
Yeah,
So I have
never
to say-
once have I ordered an appetizer of wings for
to
the
like
table.
share with the
for the
group.
table. Yeah,
because then you got to look at every single time you got to look at the waiter and be like, yeah, I'll take the wings with the barbecue sauce.
yeah. The dozen wings.
Can I get that as an entree though?
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Anything other than French fries, if there's a dozen of them, it's not an appetizer.
If you gave me a dozen mozz sticks, I would say mozzarella sticks are a reasonable freaking order. But the truth is, here's the truth, Ethan. Nachos are a great shareable platter. Fried pickles are a freaking amazing and the same price as mozzarella sticks, Ethan. The same price as mozzarella sticks for a deep fried pickle. It's cucumbers and vinegar, breading, and oil. Brine, Ethan. Brine.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's more than just vinegar.
Let me ask you a question, Ethan. Fried pickles. Are you a Spears or are you a pickle chip guy?
I'm whatever's on the menu.
Exactly. You know why? Because I'm not ordering
Fortnite.
fucking mozzarella sticks.
I do prefer chips, though.
I do prefer chips also.
Because
I'm
never
a chips guy.
once have I bit into a deep fried pickle spear and not gone, ow.
And then eaten the whole spear and had like a shell of fry.
I'm sitting there going, I eat the first bite, I'm like, this is really good pickle. It's
You
so
get some
hot,
Chipotle
though.
ranch. Anyway, what it comes down to, Ethan,
What it all comes down to
if you could
is that
give me
everything's gonna be fine, fine, fine.
if I was going to give you a top 10
'Cause
American
I bought
appetizers,
deep-fried pickles, not that shirty cheese.
and listen, I hear your argument that like mozzarella sticks, like, oh, but it's a good vegetarian option. It's like, listen, if you're a vegetarian, I assume you're here eating healthy. Stop buying freaking mozzarella sticks. But also, the same price as the mozzarella sticks is the fried pickles. Have you had the fried pickles? They're amazing. Also, the same price as that is an actual shareable meal known as freaking nachos, which you can get without beef or chicken. You can just get nachos, cheese, and jalapenos on chips.
I'll tell you, I'm here for beef and cheese on nachos. I am not here for jalapenos on nachos.
You're not a jalapeno on the nacho guy? Here's what
I'm
actually
not a
makes me mad
jalapeno
about
in general
nachos.
guy. And no, it's not because I'm a pussy. Lay off that one. I can handle the spice. I do not like the flavor of a jalapeno.
I like the flavor of jalapeno. Jalapeno,
I don't.
actually, is
I
how
don't.
it's pronounced. But here's what I don't like is if I'm going to order nachos and listen, sour cream comes on the side. I don't want to sit you down and tell you this, restaurant manager.
Yeah.
But if you put a giant dollop of sour cream on top of my nachos, what am I supposed to do with that?
So it makes everything soggy.
And you ruin the heaviest nachos.
Yep.
Where the bulk of beef and cheese is.
But I also don't think that
real quick,
any appetizer for a shareable should come with jalapenos automatically.
I agree. Beef, chicken, or pork nachos, Ethan.
It depends entirely on where I am.
It also depends upon if we're talking about ground beef, shredded
Ground beef, never.
Are you talking about ground beef on nachos is amazing. Do you remember middle school?
Yeah, but I'm ordering in actual restaurants, not the middle school cafeteria. I don't want ground beef in a non-burger form. Okay.
Okay.
I don't want ground beef
Okay.
tacos. I don't want ground beef nachos. If I'm at Taco Bell, it's one thing, but like if I'm getting an entree with an accented E, I do not want ground beef. I want my beef to be consistent and not like the same from place to place. I mean, it has some consistency that is not floppy groundness.
I'm a big ground beef
want
fan, but I'm also a
steak.
big burger guy. I'm a burger guy.
I am as well, but I do not want deconstructed hamburger all over my nachos.
Here's a question. You go to a restaurant. The burger, fries, $8. Steak and potatoes, $16. What do you order?
The burger.
The burger and fries. Every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
I've
$8 for
not
a
made
burger and fries.
I've never made shame about ordering a burger at a restaurant. It's on the menu for a goddamn reason.
I've been shamed for ordering a crab cake sandwich
It's
at dinner.
not my fault, okay? I will not be made to atone for the sins of my elders.
Ethan's grandmother. We go to dinner with Ethan's grandmother, and I ordered a crab cake sandwich for dinner because that's what I wanted.
That's also the only way you should ever get a crab cake. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a very weird thing to order. But the restaurant we went to has these amazing crab cakes, and they're like fried, and it's fresh crab off the Chesapeake Bay, and you can get it as a sandwich for $9, or you can get 2 crab cakes and a side. You can decide what the sandwich also. 2 crab cakes and a side for $22. Now, I didn't care about the price because I wasn't paying, and I was told going into the meal, get whatever you want. There was no guilt if you ordered like the strip steak for $35. None whatsoever. There wasn't a strip steak at this restaurant, but you get what I'm saying. I wanted the crab cake sandwich. I like the steak fries they have at this restaurant, so I got the crab cake sandwich with the steak fries, and I loved it, and I was shamed by Ethan's grandmother for ordering a sandwich at dinner.
I'll tell you, though, here's the thing, though, is I get that, like, yeah, I can order whatever I want, okay? And you're paying, it's all good. I'm still not going to order the most expensive thing at the table.
I don't know that
I've got my eye out for what everybody else is ordering, and if, like, no, I'm not going to be the only guy there that gets a steak. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it.
What's the threshold? Say entrees at this restaurant range $10 to $20, okay? And everybody's getting like a $12 burger pasta dish, and you've really kind of got your eyes on the crab cake sandwich, which is $16. Do you just suck it up and get the fish and chips for $8?
No. I'm still going to get a sandwich. Because
But it's
nobody's
$16.
gonna bat. Yeah, but that's the thing is nobody's gonna bat an eye at the sandwich. If everybody else is getting a burger, they're not gonna look at me for getting an alternative sandwich.
Some people got pasta dishes.
Right. So like, I don't have the like obviously most expensive thing at the table.
Now, here's the other thing. Host buys strip steak, $25.
I can get whatever I want up to the strip steak.
Up to the strip steak.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, oh, can I get the $47 filet mignon, please? Bacon wrapped. Thank you.
The New York strip. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can I get the turf and turf? It's just a porterhouse and another porterhouse. Thank you.
I want the T-bone.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I'm not going to be the guy that's like, everybody gets a burger and I'm like, sorry, can I get the double crab cake with extra remoulade, please? Thank you.
I do think it's ridiculous that a crab cake sandwich sometimes costs less than half of 2 crab cakes.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely ridiculous.
I would just order 2 crab cake
but it's
sandwiches.
like we have a restaurant like that here. If you go to, and I get that it's like a sort of like a lunch dinner thing, but if you go to Billy's, okay, you know you're familiar with Williams, you're familiar with Billy's.
Been to Willie's.
If you get the prime rib sandwich, it's like $9. You get the prime rib, it's like $28.
Right. But the prime rib sandwich comes on bread, so...
Correct. It's like a French dip. But it is like a lunch menu item, but it's still like if you go after 4 o'clock, like you're paying a lot more for that prime rib, and it does not come on bread.
I also prefer the bread. I'm a sandwich guy. I'm a sandwich guy. I'm also... This is a true story. I know we mentioned it briefly. Detective Pikachu. I know we mentioned it briefly. I'm a burger guy. Even if they were the same price, I would order the burger over the steak every time.
A couple weeks ago, I went to the Wasena City Tap Room here in Roanoke, Virginia.
I was there on Friday.
On 2 consecutive days, because we went there for dinner, and while we were there for dinner, or we went there for lunch or whatever, Kate and I did, Kate was like, hey, we should do trivia. And I was like, okay, let me get the group together. And I texted a bunch of people like, hey, we should do trivia. And
I was invited. I did not go.
You were invited. You did not go. And we went to trivia. It was just me and Chris and Sarah and Kate. And I was like, I'm getting burger again because it's delicious. And Kate's like, scoff, I dare. I was like, yeah, whatever, dude. Getting that burger because it's dope.
You talking about the Blue Ridge burger?
Yeah, because it bangs.
So good. Here's the truth about, I'm never hungry enough at entree time at that restaurant for the Blue Ridge burger because they have exceptional apps.
I've never gotten an app there.
You've never gotten pork rinds?
Nope.
It's like $3 for a giant plate of pork rinds.
I've just never been with people that order apps.
Oh, you go with the penny pinchers.
No, you're the only person. You're the only person I know that gets apps. You and Jonathan.
Really? I'm an apps guy. Our parents were not apps people.
And then
they let
which I have.
This is a true story. You're gonna love this. When I was a kid, the only time I remember getting apps is we went to Ippy's in Franklin County, and guess what appetizer I got?
Pork rinds.
No,
I don't know. I don't remember what Ippy's had.
Mott sticks.
Mott sticks. There we have it.
There it is. Full circle. Full circle.
Nah, man, I've been to several of these Super Carlin Brothers meetup events, and we've been to dinner afterwards with Jonathan, and it was just the most recent one that happened. We get there, and Jonathan, like, grabs the waitress as soon as she comes over, and she's like, hey, what can I... Whoop! Jonathan's like, excuse me. Appetizers, all of them, thank you.
Yeah, that is like the more I become like an adult who has entertained groups of people,
and there was like
the more appetizers appeal to me.
At this event, there was a Ben table and a Jonathan table, and Ben looks over like, you got some apps, and Jonathan's like, I got some apps. Let me tell you.
Ben's an apps guy, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, Ben got himself out-apped, and he was not prepared for it.
Yeah,
he looked over like, well, we got the, you guys what is that? And Jonathan's just like, I got apps. Yeah. It's just like, I didn't even see him do it either. All of a sudden, she just starts coming with trays.
Yeah.
This person's just dropping, like, soft pretzel in front of me, and I'm like, ooh.
Dude, soft pretzel at a real restaurant is,
Came with that spicy mustard and that beer cheese.
Oh my God, beer cheese. You ever had a burger on a pretzel bun?
Yeah. You ever had a burger with beer cheese on it?
Yeah.
You ever had a burger with beer cheese, mac and cheese on it?
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a mac and cheese burger.
I am too.
That's like the main way I will ever consume mac and cheese.
We do a lot of artisan burgers in this city. There's a lot of King Burgers, which is a burger like Elvis, so it's a burger with peanut butter.
Yep.
There's a lot of
Royale burgers, which the egg on it.
A lot of Royale burgers. That's like a staple.
Then we do the pimento cheeseburgers here.
We do the pimento cheese. But if you have a restaurant in Roanoke, I would say the staples you have to have on your menu. You have to have shrimp and grits, and you have to have the Royale. If you don't have a burger with an egg on it, you don't have a restaurant.
Yeah, you might as well not. Or you're a sincerely like breakfast place, which we have a lot of those.
We do. But even those places, I feel like would be like, yeah, I'll put some ground beef on.
Bro, let me tell you about the brunch that I had. We are just so far off the rails at this point. I don't care. This episode's been great. Everybody's laughing right now. Everybody.
We do need to wrap up after this point.
Yeah. But I got a point here. I went to Scratch Biscuit Company.
Yeah, like I've been
last weekend. Okay, last weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, on Sunday. I made the mistake of going on Sunday.
Yeah, dumb move.
I didn't know, man. They transformed from Scratch Biscuit Company into Scratch, like, ho, fancy brunch company.
Yeah.
They're like, would you like the omelette with all of the fancy greens, or would you like the orange pecan waffle? And I'm like, I want the biscuit with barbecue chicken on it.
Yeah, you can only get the, you can still get a few artisan biscuits.
Yeah, I got the Nashville hot chicken biscuit. But either way, I wanted the Fortnite Cotton Hammer. And they wouldn't do it for me because they were like, we're not Scratch Biscuit Company anymore. We're Scratch Artisan Pecan Waffle company. I was like, because I hadn't been in months. I was just like, oh, they changed.
No, it's a brunch
I didn't
thing.
know.
They do it every
I didn't
week.
know. I was so messed up, man.
It messes you up big time. Anyway, we need to wrap the show up. Breakfast food
We
for
do.
Detective Pikachu. Ludicolo coffee.
Yeah, it's just coffee.
Ludi.
It's just a lot of coffee.
Lot of coffee. Like a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I'm convinced this movie would make more sense if you just slammed 9 espressos.
Oh, for sure. Big board ranking. It's pretty good. It's definitely below Transformers. Not Transformers. I'm sorry. You know what I meant. Bumblebee.
I was like,
It's better than Transformers, better than Crimes of Grindelwald, better than Lego Movie 2. I don't know about National Treasure. Definitely not Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Yeah, I would say not as good as National Treasure.
There we go. Insert row. Detective Chicapoo. All right.
I've said a lot of words during this episode, apparently, because I am losing my voice.
Oh, man. I did not realize that when my job became talking to people again that I was going to have this problem, but I've been losing my voice for like a week.
But yeah, I had the bright idea of like, oh, I'm going to clean up my room and start moving stuff around and reorganizing stuff before we did this episode. So now I'm just sitting in like a dust pit.
Yuck.
So it's messing me up, which is why I keep coughing.
Coffee.
Villain ranking. Bill Nye was pretty predictable, honestly.
Pretty lukewarm.
He's a Pokemon villain with a world domination scheme. Imagine that.
3 out of 10. 3 out of 10.
Yeah. That's it. You can find us all over the internet at Bacon and Eggs Pod on really just Instagram and Twitter. You can find us on Facebook at Bacon and Eggs Podcast, Bacon and Eggs and Movie Lovers Podcast, or you can also find our Facebook group, which is Bacon and Eggs Fans. You can go to that awful URL I mentioned earlier. You can just search Bacon and Eggs Fans, ask to join, fill out the question, and we will let you in. It's free for everybody forever. And what else? Come find us at patreon.com/bacon and eggs if you want to join our super secret, super awesome Discord server. It's $3 a month or less than 1 Lego coffee per year, which is $36. And,
CarlinBrothersCoffee.com. You can use
Brothers.
promo code BACON at checkout or eggs at checkout.
And that'll get you the cold brew. It'll get you the coffee. It'll get you the caffeine-free t-shirts. It'll get you the new double dark chocolate hot cocoa that you should not eat by itself. Although we have
Or
been
you should.
informed that it'll probably taste better than pure cocoa powder. It's still not recommended. Our music is by Andrew Scott Bell at andrewscottbell.com. Nope, andrewscottbellmusic.com, or on Twitter and Instagram at Andrew Scott Bell. And our graphics are by Vaishon Brandon at graphite.vmb on Instagram. Do you have any final thoughts, Tyler Carlin?
There's a really good quote in this movie where Detective Pikachu's like, have you ever talked to a woman before? And Tim's like, I've talked to women before. And Detective Pikachu slams him and he goes, when was that? In the birth canal?
Yikes.
Let's share that moment with you.
Blasted.
Yeah.
Blasted. All right. Well, in that case, I have nothing else. So I've been Ethan Edgehill. He's been Tyler Carlin. And until next week, arrivederci.
Alejandro de Mesa.
What?
He was the bartender. Nobody ever comments on the A phrase.